always makes me laugh. Hello, everyone. Welcome to DT Daily. Thank you so much for joining us live here every weekday, 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern. We're here in the Portland, Oregon office of DT Daily, and we've got, as usual, a lot on tap today. We're going to be joined by Matt Smith here in just a little bit to talk about BlizzCon. We're going to play a little bit of Diablo 3. You're probably going to watch me die a lot playing a live video game on here. We're going to be joined by Goon de Garçon, who is a rapper, and talking about everything that's going on with him, including his apparent fascination with Elon Musk. We'll bring that up here in a bit. But right now, off the top of the show, I want to remind everybody that we are live. So we're on Facebook, Twitch, Periscope, and YouTube. We can take your comments, your questions throughout the show. But we have a very special guest joining us right now. His first appearance on this version of DT Daily. It is Mr. Caleb Dennison, a.k.a. the Whiskey Mist.
What's up, Greg?
How's it going, Caleb?
It's great, man. I can't believe I haven't been here yet.
I know.
I was sick last Thursday, so I missed my spot. I'm glad I could sneak my way into the show today, though.
Yes, well, and for those of you who are, obviously longtime Digital Trends watchers, you of course know who Caleb is.
Yeah, sorry. You also know this jacket and this shirt, too. I think it's in, 70 videos or something like that.
You're not supposed to admit that. Yeah, but this shirt.
Oh, no.
now
I'm
that
totally
thinking
transparent. I don't care. I'll tell you what's up. The wardrobe sitting out there, it's like, it needs a refresher, but that's coming.
Yeah. See, exactly. That's what it is.
I'm going to surprise
It still
people.
looks slick, though. I mean,
Thanks,
you're looking
dude.
slick. Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Until there's a hole in it, I'm going to keep.
And nobody can
wearing it.
see that. that's why we're on camera. We can cover all that
Beauty
stuff.
of the live
Exactly.
broadcast.
And we won't even explain why you're whiskey missed. We'll just leave it at that. You have to watch Trends with Benefits to find out. All right, we got a little bit of business to take care of here, and then we are going to get to the top news story of the day. But first off, got to remind everybody, we have a $100 Amazon gift card that is up for grabs today, just like every show we've been doing so far. And what's going to happen is we will flash a code across the screen here at some point, and you'll need to email dtdaily@digitaltrends.com to win. And it's the 10th person who emails in will win that once the code goes up. But we do have yesterday's winner, and it was Phoenix Toretto.
What a cool name.
That is a badass name.
Phoenix wins just based on name alone.
Seriously, Phoenix doesn't even need a gift card with that kind of name.
Yeah,
So,
we'll give him one anyway.
yeah,
right?
you still win, though. Phoenix Toretto, winner of the $100 Amazon gift card from yesterday. Congratulations, Phoenix. You did it. All right, so coming up later, though, one person watching will be able to win another $100 Amazon gift card. We have our Read 'em and Weep segment coming up here in just a minute, where we're going to be talking about some of the comments we've received over the last 24 hours, and there's some good ones. But let's get to the first headline news topic, the first big story that's breaking today, and it is this: the foldable phones, really, that trend does not seem to be going away. And we've talked about how Samsung and Huawei both say they're coming out with one. LG has teased it, but they were beat to the punch by getting one out onto the market today by a company called Royole. So Royole apparently mostly sells in China. They have, I know, Caleb, we're going to talk to you here because you have some kind of a tie-in with them or are familiar with them. But their foldable phone, just to get the details out, it's called the Flex Pi, and it is an actual foldable, apparently AMOLED screen. It folds out to like a 7.8-inch tablet. We do have a video that was posted online of somebody actually using it. This is from Twitter user Ice Universe. So they have this video. Where it came from, I do not know, but it's showing the Royole phone, showing them using it as kind of a tablet in that form. Like I said, the specs seem to be 7.8-inch for that point. And then at some point they show them kind of folding it, and it does fold around in the middle, folds down to about a 4-inch phone once you wrap it around.
Fold it. Go. There we
There
are.
it is. That's what we've all been waiting for, is to see it folded in action.
It's so folded right
It's
now.
so folded.
Look how
So,
folded it is.
Caleb,
I'm
let me
sorry.
ask you this.
I'm sorry.
I know, it's very exciting. Caleb is very excited right now. Foldable phones. Do you think this is what people are really clamoring for, or is it just this is what the phone companies are trying to make sure that we
I think there's a hunger for it. I mean,
Yeah.
look, the story went up today. It's a huge hit. People
Yeah.
are clamoring to read about this. I think the idea that your phone may fold is kind of fun. Never mind that we had folding phones. They were called flip phones. This is obviously very different, though, right?
Right. The screen actually wraps around.
I will say, from a practical perspective, I dig the idea that your phone could expand into a tablet so that you
Yeah.
can have one device instead of the phablet where your phone is almost so big it's almost a tablet anyway.
You can't
It doesn't
fit it in
really
your
fit in your
pocket.
pocket. Yeah, exactly. It's a little bit maybe heavy, bulky.
Yeah.
So I get the idea. I know what they're going for. And also, I know companies like Royole obviously LG and Samsung are looking at this too, are having fun with the flexibility of OLED. I mean, it's a super thin membrane. You can put it on plastic. You can fold it around. Remember when we showed everybody the rollable OLED?
Which was last
in the
CES, right?
Yeah, in the early days, that was just a guy in a back room with white gloves, literally white gloving this rolling screen. People went nuts for it, right? And then last CES, we saw an actual rolling OLED TV where it just sort of went down into its case and disappeared and then rolled right back out. People love this stuff. And it feels futuristic. I totally get it. I'm not super excited about this particular product. I think Royole is trying to make a name for itself right now against heavy hitters like LG and Samsung.
Yeah.
I do have a little bit of a history with Royole.
I was going to ask about this. So you're familiar with this company. I'm sure a lot of people, including myself, are not.
Well, I'm not going to lie. At first, I was like, hold on a second. I know this company. I've dealt with them before. What was it? I had to go digging. I looked at the products that they offer, and I found what I was looking for. It is a 3D sort of immersive movie headset. So think VR with headphones that you put on your face, and this is what you watch movies in.
So this is the same company.
Now, when you look at the picture, it looks pretty cool. Like, hey, maybe I would put that on the plane.
It looks like a VR headset, kind of.
Yeah, you could just, let's say you're traveling or you're by yourself and you just kind of want to immerse yourself in the movie, It gives you that sort of VR experience for movie watching. Well, we got one, and I didn't have much use for it. It was clunky. It was big. It looked silly. I didn't even want to put it on my face, you know. And it definitely did not have the same appeal as it did in the photos. Now, if you look at the FlexPi photos,
the FlexPi, and this is also, kind of a common thing. The FlexPi photos look really great from the company, but the actual video of it being used looks a lot clunky.
It's a little bit clunky. It looks the screen itself looks a little dodgy. Like what you can't tell in that video is how high resolution the screen is.
Yeah.
I don't know that they've got the tech where it needs to be. I mean, they're coming to market with a $1,300 equivalent US device in China. Well, you know what? Maybe I'm wrong, and we should give these guys the benefit of the doubt. But look, Samsung.
Seems like anytime there's a new technology coming out, though, this can happen where you have a company that kind of sneaks something in.
But look, if Samsung or LG comes out with their folding phone at CES or at Mobile World Congress later in February of next year, right, which is only a few months away, and you're in the market to spend a whole big bunch of bucks on something kind of fancy and exciting like that, are you spending your money with Royole? Or are you spending it with Samsung or LG?
Exactly. Well, and taking a look here just at the chat, there are some comments coming through. Sarah says, I do want a foldable phone, because that was my question, more than I want a 5G. So, and I can see that. 5G, that's been a hot topic that we've been talking about a lot on Daily. Jeremy Kaplan did a big kind of editorial piece on his Hear Me Out segment, which will be tomorrow again, just about 5G and about how we're not really ready for 5G. Like, the infrastructure's not there, but it is kind of a hot button topic. Vicky says, it seems like it should fold inward to protect the screen. Yeah, the demonstration is showing it folding outward, so the screen's always outward. I don't know if there is another way that you can fold it in, so it's almost like a billfold.
Doesn't look like it. It looks like
doesn't.
And the thing is, if you fold it in, there's this problem you have where you're going to create a crease in the screen, or you have to build in some sort of mechanism that keeps the screen from creasing. Whereas if you bend outward, it's actually stretching along a predefined plane. So it keeps it flat on both sides.
But it looks like from the demonstration that outside strip then turns into some kind of a notification bar, and it separates out the screen, so that has a function.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe it is supposed to be like that. Maybe there's an extra screen cover you can throw on it.
But see how much we're talking about it right now?
Yeah.
Like, that's why it's cool. That's why it's hot. It's because they put it out there. They showed a video of it actually happening. Now we can see the future, and Royale's name is attached to that.
Yeah.
So I think that they were probably successful with their bid right here.
They have the
Who knows?
first
Maybe
one
they'll
out.
sell some.
And even if it's just another product, this is their gimmick product. And I don't want to say it is, because it does appear to function. But marketing-wise, their name's out there now.
Yep. Good job, Royale.
So smooth move on that. So
I got to say though, FlexPi
is not the best name.
When I hear that, I hear Cartman. saying, FlexPay, you can't, I don't know, there's something, FlexPay.
And now Caleb will do the rest of the show in that voice.
That's right.
Right here. All right, so that's what we have. So that was the big headline topic. Now we got some other news that we're going to talk about here in a second, but we do need to do our Read 'em and Weep segment, and this is just to prove to you that we are live and we do read all the comments that people post. We select some. Carefully select some comments from social media and from digitaltrends.com over the last 24 hours or so on different articles, and we will talk about them. So let's go ahead and bring up maybe our first one here that we've got. And I'm seeing these. Right? I'm seeing these for the first time as well. I actually intentionally don't take a look at them ahead of time, which may be good or may be bad because I never know. I was called a tiny internet dictator at one point. There's some comments that come up on there. So let's go ahead and see here. So Dominic says, regarding the new MacBook Air, want to hear a joke? Despite the ridiculous price tag, it is still cheaper than their iPhone. Actually, that is true.
That's not a jab at any of us, and that's totally true.
That's okay. They're not all jabs at us, but that is true. Yeah, the new MacBook Air is $1,000, and people were complaining about that price tag. But yeah, it's less than the phone.
It is less than the iPhone. However,
and it'll probably last you longer than the phone.
But iPad Pro, what? $1,200 to $1,900?
Yeah.
I mean, but it's a serious tool. I'm getting confused about, like, do I want a laptop or do I just want an iPad Pro with a keyboard? Or they're blurring some lines.
They are.
So say what you want about the prices, and they are absorbent.
But Apple.
I even commented about that. I think they're pushing it too far, but but they're definitely blurring some lines there about computing devices, and I mean talking about a foldable phone, tablet, phone, phablet, tablet PCs.
Right.
We have so many cool devices to play around with these days.
There's a lot. So that's that comment I can actually makes sense. Yes,
yeah.
It is cheaper. Let's go on to our next one here. Okay, this is from Matthew regarding scientists create artificial life on quantum computer. That's an article at digitaltrends.com. The answer to life, the universe, and everything we know is 42.
Yep.
Duh. Didn't one supercomputer already run this test? Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Yes, you are correct. The answer is 42, and it's mice that are running it. So, Matthew.
Spoiler.
Yeah, there we go. But I appreciate it. Oops. Does it count as the spoiler for like a 30, 40-year-old book? 40-year-old book? Yeah, I think I'm all right on that. Sorry. Write me a comment if I spoiled it for you. All right, the next one that we have here, this is from Rebounds and Putbacks at Snappin' NY. I don't even know what's going on there. All right, so Apple event shows 2K19 graphic with D'Angelo Russell. I thought they said he was doo-dooing. That would have been accurate. That's a commentary on D'Angelo Russell. I can see that. I know what you're talking about. Just don't loan him your phone. That's an NBA reference if anybody knows that one. Don't trust him. Don't trust D'Angelo Russell with your phone. All right, so there we go. And about the NBA 2K version on there. We've got C. Anderson with the Fire Stick 4K review. Someone, is that not wearing skinny jeans?
It actually is not, because I read this as it came out. It's not. Someone not wearing skinny jeans.
In a 2018 YouTube review, shock. I believe, was that Ryan Juanita?
Ryan Dubs Juanita.
Our own Dubs with that?
Wearing normal jeans and something of a, sort of a northwesterny, patterned shirt.
Okay.
And, real down-home fire
real
TV
Dubsy?
sticking. Yeah.
I mean, if Dubs starts wearing skinny jeans in reviews.
Oh, dude.
I mean, more power to him, but yeah, there's going to be...
I quit my job.
That's it.
I'm out.
We're all walking out if that happens. I can't wait for his comments after this. All right, we've got the next one that we have here. Again, this is our Read 'em and Weep segment. So every day we do gather a bunch of different comments. Matthew Velasquez, downloading Chrome through Edge is dangerous. Talking about that thing. What's the one thing people use Edge for? To download Chrome, and you're telling me it can't even do that right. Wow. Yeah. I mean...
Fair point.
I can't really deny it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be honest, Edge is not working on my computer right now. I tried to use it, and it's not loading up correctly, but Chrome is. So
one of my favorite things is to remove Edge from the taskbar down at the bottom of the computer. I don't even like its icon looking at me during the day.
You find it offensive?
I find it offensive. You don't deserve to look at me, Edge.
Get out of here, Edge. All right, the final one that we have here, I think, is this the final one that we've got? One more. Okay, so we've got two more here. Rogerio Leon Burdone. That's another solid name. I mean, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. I'm probably not. But regarding package delivery robot to replace mailman. How are we going to keep selling stuff to people if they keep becoming less employable? Yeah, I mean, that's a point. And this is an article that's up at Digital Trends, and I think we're going to talk about it on our live podcast, Trends with Benefits, later today. But there's a couple of different companies that are actually sending this out kind of at the same time. They're delivery robots for cities.
Yeah.
Just roll along on the sidewalk and bring you your package.
If I work for the U.S. Postal Service, FedEx, UPS, DHL, whatever, probably I start looking into robotics building training. And instead of delivering the package, I build the robot that delivers the package.
Do you think it's going to happen that quick, though?
No.
I mean, I think drone delivery.
We've been having this conversation for a decade.
I mean,
and we're still having the conversation.
You start employing, rollable robots, they're basically like little wagons with locks on them that'll go through the city. How long before those are picked up? I don't care how much GPS you put on those.
Listen.
Is it worth somebody hunting it down,
The way kids were kicking pumpkins in my neighborhood last night, they're definitely punting those robots across the street. There's all kinds of other human-related problems with this robot issue.
Stay away, don't touch me. Yeah, I just don't see. I don't know. We'll discuss this again. Tune in later today, 2:30 p.m. Pacific. We'll talk some more about that. But I see your point there. All right, moving on. We got our final one here, I believe, is Dylan Bosom. So can a laptop be too fast for its own good? That was a question mark for a social media post that we had. The answer was either your marketing team is slacking or they really think people are that stupid to buy into that question. How much effort did it take to come up with that? A cup of coffee? LMAO. I'll say this. I'll give you a little behind the scenes info. I was witness to the debate about who actually came up with that tagline, and there was a lot of no, you did it. No, you did it. It was a while ago. It was over the weekend, I think.
Was this an article that we ran? Was that the headline?
Yeah, it was an article. No, I don't know if that was the headline on the article. That was the headline for the social media post.
Oh, got it.
Yeah, the social media question that went out. I do know who was to blame, but I will not.
Not throwing anybody under the bus today?
Not throwing anybody under the bus.
Man,
no.
You got kind, Greg, this morning.
Riley's been really awesome, so I'm not going to do that. So,
dun, 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 dun.
All right, so let's go on to our.
This is what happens at 9 a.m.
Exactly.
I need more coffee.
Yeah, I know. Well, when you get the whiskey mist
This much
here.
tech. Ooh.
Is there whiskey mist in there? Is there whiskey there? All right, so let's talk about just a couple more stories here that we've got before we'll take a break here in a few, and we'll talk to Matt Smith. We'll have him come in here. And reminder, too, we do have our $100 Amazon gift card giveaway coming up here as well. So also in the news today, this one I thought was just kind of interesting. It's definitely tech related, talking about Snapchat and their Spectacles 2.0 smart glasses that they have put out. And the big story is, obviously they've been trying to push these. If you don't know about them, well, this is what they're trying to do. They're trying to bring awareness about them. They're 2.0. If you don't remember, they take pictures. You can upload directly to Snapchat, and they're supposed to be fashionable as well. I don't know if you ever tried the original Spectacles.
I did not. I saw them. them being tried around the office.
Yeah,
somebody ran out and grabbed them. In fact, was it Jake? Somebody ran out and grabbed those Snapchat goggles, the first iteration of them, and played around with them, and then they just magically disappeared. I don't know what happened to them after that.
Well, and there's a picture of them. That's what they kind of look like if you haven't seen them yet. Well, they're in the news right now because, and this is common with a lot of companies, you hire influencers to post about your product, especially on Instagram, which I do think it's funny that Snapchat's posting on Instagram to influence people. But nonetheless, you have, you hire celebrities to post your product. And what they're in the news for right now is Luke Sabat, who I would admit I had no idea who he was, is on a show called Grownish. But anyway, he's got 1.4 million Instagram followers, so he's doing all right for himself. But he was paid $45,000 up front to make about 4 posts and also share like a link to buy the glasses. Well, he did 2 and then just didn't post anymore. But took the money, and now Snapchat is suing him over this, which to me is brilliant marketing on Snapchat's part.
Yep. Just make a big old deal about it anyway.
Yeah, and
like drag that guy into the light, associate your name with his name. You get everything you paid for, and you might get your money back if you win the lawsuit.
Right. I mean, it's brilliant. Also,
listen,
quite honestly, it's good for Luke Sabat too. Like not posting. How many people knew? I didn't know what Luca Sabat.
Right.
He's
probably getting more. He's probably getting more notoriety now because of this as well. So it's a win-win for everyone. In fact, I'm wondering if maybe we're just getting played.
That's what I'm kind of thinking about
And
this too.
what's the court going to think of this whole thing? Will it ever make it to court? I think we should keep an eye on
Oh,
it.
they'll settle out of court.
Yeah.
It's going to be settled out of court, I guarantee. It's smart. It's a smart move. I still am not going to go buy some Spectacles 2.0,
Nope.
but, good move. The last thing that I wanted to get to, and then I know we've got to get to a break here, is this, because I know you would probably have some thoughts on this, and it's about Apple Music still trying to really make a push and still trying to get that to happen. And Apple is now in the news because they may be purchasing iHeartMedia or buying into it or having some kind of a marketing relationship with iHeartMedia. iHeartMedia is the conglomeration from Clear Channel. Basically, it's broadcast radio.
Yeah.
And then their push into an app, which I find kind of an interesting thing. Some of the thought is that maybe Beats One, which is Apple Music's radio station, could be on broadcast radio.
Yeah, it's crazy what would happen if Apple ends up controlling iHeartMedia. I mean, radio is still a big thing.
It's still there.
I know that radio
Yeah.
advertising isn't selling as hot as it once was, but I mean, but people do still, put the radio on in their car when they're driving
Yeah.
around. You're not always listening to Spotify necessarily. For Apple to have that much of a foothold, that much of a stranglehold on music distribution, how people hear things, and have anything to say about how many times Post Malone's hit gets played per day. That's just a really big influence. I mean, right now, if you tune into one of our local stations, Z100, you hear the same. This has been going on for ages now. You hear
Right.
basically the same 10 songs played in rapid succession with a couple of other, peppered in there for good measure. You can't listen an hour without hearing the same songs at least twice, maybe more.
Yep. Hours. Yeah.
So what is Apple going to do with that kind of reach, beaming
Right.
themselves into people's cars in a much more passive way?
But is that actually going to drive sales? Because you're reaching an older
I don't know if-
audience with radio.
I don't
guess
know if
it's
they're
either
trying to
older
drive
or-
sales. I don't know as much as they're trying to have control of as much of the music industry as they possibly can, from the very beginning to the very end.
And they did buy Shazam,
Yeah.
which was for $400 million, which that's incredible. I didn't realize it'd be worth that much.
Yeah.
I'm just surprised they don't try to go in and buy into Spotify or something. Just try to take it over. I mean,
Well, they're building a whole bunch of stuff that Spotify doesn't have right now.
Yeah.
So if they really want to knock Spotify down, and they have been growing
buy
against,
Pandora.
that could be the next thing.
just for name recognition.
I'm going to get a little bit concerned if they buy Pandora.
Yeah.
Like what's left after that? It's basically Spotify versus Apple.
Yeah, that essentially.
I mean, I know
that's
there's,
where you're at.
there is Deezer, there is Tidal, but those guys are
Yeah.
tiny, tiny fish in the gigantic lake that Apple is building right now.
Well, we're going to talk more about that too on Trends with Benefits later today, because Caleb's going to be back on for that again on DT Live. So we'll be live at 2:30 p.m. Pacific, 5:30 Eastern. You can hop in and let us know your thoughts on that. We'll kind of expand on that a little bit more. But we do need to take a break because Matt Smith is going to be coming in to talk about BlizzCon, which is coming up this weekend, and we're going to play Diablo 3, which means I'm going to be terrible at it, and you're probably going to watch me die a lot.
I'm going to tune in for that.
Yeah, it's going to happen. But I'm still going to try. So we've got that. We've also got Goon de Garçon, who's going to be joining us here in a little while. So lots to come on DT Daily. Caleb, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
We'll see you back here at 2:30 p.m. Pacific, and we'll be back in a minute with everybody watching with more DT Daily. All right, back here with DT Daily and joined now by Mr. Matt Smith. Hello, Matt.
Hello, Internet.
Hello, Internet. It's Matt Smith. At Matt on Tech on Twitter. So, Matt, thank you for joining us. We're going to be doing something new here for DT Daily. So, we're really enjoying creating and growing this show. So, in just a few minutes, we're going to attempt to play a video game live on the air. Before we interview Garcon. Whoa, breaking stuff.
What are you talking about?
Crazy town. Matt, let's talk, though, before that, about what's coming up this weekend. So we're talking about gaming, talking about BlizzCon. Why don't we get just kind of a rundown of what BlizzCon is, for anybody who doesn't know?
Yeah, so BlizzCon, if you don't know what BlizzCon is, then you're probably not going to be super interested. But BlizzCon...
Selling the segment.
But BlizzCon, if you do know what BlizzCon is, then you're probably extremely interested.
Yeah.
It is Blizzard's big convention that they hold every year in Anaheim, California. It's a 2-day thing. For the most part, there's actually like some surrounding events. And it's a really big deal. They sell out of their tickets pretty much instantly every year. And... also, this for us here at Digital Trends, it's one of our biggest gaming events, like in terms of the amount of people who come and visit the site based off it.
Yeah, getting the live reporting as it happens.
Blizzard fans are really stoked about it, and yeah, it's a huge thing. So definitely looking forward to seeing what they unveil.
And Blizzard is, the gaming company, producer.
Yeah.
It's kind of celebrating their games.
Yeah, it's entirely about them. So, Blizzard is owned by Activision these days, but BlizzCon is Blizzard's own thing. For the most part, they do talk very briefly about some of their games on the Blizzard launcher, if they show up there, but only if they're showing up on the Blizzard launcher, which is kind of a new thing that happened as of last year.
What is the Blizzard launcher?
It's basically just the game launcher like Steam or Origin. And it used to be this for Blizzard games, but if a lot of people out there, if you're gamers, you probably have either played Destiny 2 or Call of Duty. And if you're doing that on the PC, you're doing that actually through the Blizzard launcher now, instead of through like some other, like through Steam or something like that.
So you show up at BlizzCon, and what do people do at it? I mean, you're walking around just taking a look at games, or is it more esports?
Yeah, if you actually go to BlizzCon, it's a little bit of a different experience, I think. Although I would say I've never been to BlizzCon myself, which is kind of sad for me. I actually was hoping I'm going to go there someday. Someday I'm going to go. Yes, it's a not so subtle hint.
2019's around the corner.
But yeah, if you actually go to BlizzCon, you're not only going to be excited about whatever they announce, but there's also there's a lot of opportunity to kind of to go hands-on with this, or you see your favorite voice actor for the game, maybe in the hall, and you get to say hi, or you go to the parties they have there, or you go to the sessions that they have there, where they'll have these sessions where the game developers will go up and you get to see them talk about the game for a while. Maybe you get to ask a question. So yeah, it's a very and also there's a big thing around cosplay contests and just sort of fandom in general. So, if you're a huge fan, you would definitely bring your A game there.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, I love the idea, and I know this isn't a new thing, but just how the gaming industry has kind of adapted that con culture and turned it into their thing. This is one gaming company having their own
BlizzCon's
con.
been at the leading edge of that.
Yeah.
Really, because BlizzCon's, I don't know how old it is, but it's 6 or 7 years at this point.
That they've been going on.
I'm probably slightly older than that because I tend to underestimate how old things are these days. So yeah, they were one of the first companies to really say we're going to have our own convention, and then to make that a thing consistently year over year and not have it go away. So
taking a look here in the chat, there's definitely a lot of comments that are going on, but I am curious for everybody who's watching live, have you gone to BlizzCon? Is this something you're going to be going to, and what are you most excited about from it? I know, just talking about some of the big games, obviously, World of Warcraft.
World of Warcraft is always a big one. They're probably going
Did you play World of Warcraft, or do you currently?
I don't right now. I didn't like the last expansion very much, but I was playing quite frequently up until about a month ago.
What was your handle?
My main character is named Harry.
Oh, that's it? Harry?
Yes.
How'd you get the tag Harry? Did you just log in really early? Nobody else had that?
No, I cheated and added an I to the end of it.
Okay.
And then it's fantasy Harry.
That's your new nickname for the show is Fantasy Harry.
And he's a druid, so he transforms into like a cat or a bear, so it's a little bit of a joke.
All right.
But anyway, so yeah, World of Warcraft is definitely going to be a big thing. There's going to be an announcement about what's coming in the next patch. Mm-hmm. There's definitely some rumors about they might just say at BlizzCon that the patch is going to be available like now or next Tuesday, which is usually patch day, because it's been long enough at this point that we would expect one of the larger patches to come through. It's been like 76 days since the Battle for Azeroth expansion released, so that's looking like it's very likely. Even if it's a couple weeks away, they are going to talk a lot about that, about all the like changes they make, whatever like new mounts and skins and whatnot are available, what the new content's going to be. So that'll be a big one.
So that's a lot of the stuff they announced. That's just the World of Warcraft side, and then obviously with Overwatch, I mean, huge.
Yeah, and also with World of Warcraft, I should mention there's WoW Classic,
which is
the reboot of the original, and that's going to be playable. So that's a whole nother thing. People will actually be able to play it even if they're not at BlizzCon. So that's probably going to be pretty huge.
Okay.
Yeah, moving on to Overwatch. Overwatch is probably going to be a little bit less stuff to announce, but there are rumors of a new hero being revealed at BlizzCon, and that seems pretty likely. Usually at BlizzCon for Overwatch, they're going to reveal like either a hero or a map.
Okay.
So, and the new hero is looking more likely.
Okay,
Right.
and that's the Overwatch news. I do see there's somebody in here already smack talking you. So Abraham just said on Facebook, see, that's your problem. You chose a druid, and you should have chose Ares. So
Chose who?
Ares?
Ares?
Or maybe that was misspelled. Obviously, I'm a huge World of Warcraft player. Clearly, I know what I'm talking about.
I don't think that's a World of Warcraft thing.
Okay. Well, either way, your problem is you chose a druid.
I'm not actually like a real life druid, just to be clear. We are talking.
If we want to specify that, no, he's Fantasy Harry. All right. All right. So let's so we have Overwatch, World of Warcraft, Hearthstone expansion.
Hearthstone might be an expansion. I mean, probably more of a tease than
Yes,
anything else.
Hearthstone. We did have Disguised Toast on last week.
Yeah, huge Hearthstone
Yeah.
player.
Hearthstone.
And I'm not as familiar with Hearthstone these days, but like they do put out expansions quite regularly for that game. So probably an expansion tease is a pretty good bet. It would be interesting to see exactly how much they talk about Hearthstone this year, because that's a pretty mature game at this point. And I don't know, like I'm not quite sure if it's like still super popular like it was, or if it's maybe declining a little bit. We'll see.
See where it's at.
Yeah.
Okay. And so just going over some of the announcements and some of the things to look forward to at BlizzCon, and we'll have the full recap. We've got actually, I think Felicia's down there. Is going to be there at BlizzCon.
She is flying there today.
Reporting live from it.
I'm not sure if she's there yet, but she will be arriving shortly, yeah.
And that's follow everything, of course, at digitaltrends.com and on Twitter and Facebook, YouTube, everywhere that we'll be posting videos. Esports are another huge part of everything.
Oh, man, yeah. Esports are a pretty big part of BlizzCon. It's not something you hear a ton about if you don't pay attention to BlizzCon fairly closely, but they do have tons of tournaments there. And that's a big part of the experience. If you do go to BlizzCon, you can go to BlizzCon and you can watch, some of the tournaments, attend some of these events. So they're going to have tournaments for basically every game that has a competitive element. World of Warcraft, Hearthstone, Overwatch. And probably the Overwatch stuff is, I'm guessing, going to be the biggest thing.
Yeah.
But, the World of Warcraft PvP stuff is also pretty popular. Especially at BlizzCon. That's something that I don't think that World of Warcraft PvP esports is something that like everyone really gets into and watches. Like, kind of the problem is that you really have to play the game to understand what is going on.
Yeah.
But it does have a really dedicated audience, and that's going to be the audience at BlizzCon. So, in any case, if you are getting the BlizzCon virtual ticket, you can watch,
it all.
Stuff. I'm also pretty sure like you're gonna see some streams on Twitch for that.
Oh,
sort
I
of
would
thing.
imagine.
Yeah.
That you'll see some on there. All right. Well, let's talk about this. We do have a Switch here hooked up in studio. We've got two controllers right here. I know you're a huge Switch player. What's your favorite console? If you
Probably
had to
this.
choose.
Probably the Switch is my
Right,
favorite
Switch.
console. I mean,
Which
I'm a
sales
big
on the Switch
PC
are
player,
crazy.
so
Yeah.
the Switch is a very good complement to the PC.
Well, we have with us Diablo 3. So what's special about Diablo 3 for the Switch right now?
Well, Diablo 3 for the Switch is basically what's special about it is it's for the Switch.
That's it. Okay.
And like, there's not a whole lot special about Diablo 3 for the Switch specifically, but it's the first time you can play Diablo 3 in a portable form factor, right? Like it started as a PC game like 6 years ago,
Right.
and then it came to the consoles.
I played
that was
Diablo
cool.
2. Or no, the original.
Did you play 2 or the
I
original?
played the original.
Okay.
I played the, I tried
So-
to
So yeah, so at first it came to the consoles, and then now it's like it's for the Switch, so you can actually play it on the go. It's not out yet. That's something that was announced a little bit ago, and it's going to be basically releasing in tandem with BlizzCon.
Okay.
So I wouldn't be surprised if some people are there at BlizzCon and probably get together and do some multiplayer
Okay.
with their Switches. Like I think that's definitely going to be a thing.
Switch party. Well, let's go ahead and try and play it right now because we're gonna patch it over.
Yeah. So
You tell
take
me.
this one.
Okay, I'll take this one. All right, so we're gonna try to pull this up onto the screen. This is actually the second time I've ever played a Switch.
yeah.
So,
So hit your.
okay, all right.
Yeah, there you go.
This is what we're trying live. We're trying this live right now.
And then we'll just start. So we
Okay.
just made new characters before
Okay,
before we started this.
All right, so we're gonna patch this over onto the screen so you can
So you
see it
are
live.
de-
So this
you're
is
a demon
Diablo
hunter.
3. I'm a demon hunter.
You're a demon hunter.
Okay, yeah.
And
Sounds
I
right.
am a monk.
Do I have a name?
Demon hunter name.
Somebody in the live chat
was-
give me a name.
I don't remember what the name was.
Actually, that's a terrible idea. Never mind. I don't want anybody giving me a name.
No one in chat give him a name.
Yeah, nobody give
not
me a
great.
name. That's a bad idea. I shouldn't have said
So we're gonna skip that.
All right.
And
that. Oops, what'd I do?
and you're flailing on the buttons a little bit there.
I'm a masher, dude. I will button mash.
So this is first time on the Switch, and like it basically looks. This is the same campaign that you would have on, the PC version
Okay.
or the console versions or anything else.
What am I?
But you can play it. You can play it portable now. Obviously we're not doing that right now because we're streaming and we need to have it hooked up to HDMI.
Okay.
But actually, I've been playing this mostly on the portable version. So
Okay.
like mostly in portable mode.
Which is
right?
pretty cool that you could take this on anywhere. So I mean, with the Switch, obviously, then you can just plug it into the console. I don't like that guy.
Yeah, it's really good for
Dang
playing
it.
portable
This guy.
because like this is, it's a game that's really good for short bursts, right? Like you can play this game. Now press your trigger, you have a new ability.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
So you can play
I
this
just have
game.
the one weapon on this. Is that all I got?
Yeah. Right now we just started, so you got your
Okay.
A attack, and then you get your trigger attack.
Oh.
So your trigger attack is, I think, where you have like I think it's like a ricochet shot or something.
We're playing Diablo 3.
And my guy,
right now. I'm probably
he's got
holding it up
he's
here
got
quite
like a
bit.
crazy kick
I don't know if I'm
because I'm
holding you up or
playing
what
the
I'm
monk.
doing. Oh, okay, there we go. What are you?
I'm the monk. So
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. All right.
I don't have enough spirit.
Okay, obviously. That's Fantasy Harry right there, who's coming over on the side.
There's no druid in Diablo 3, unfortunately. Otherwise, I would play.
Okay, somebody said Gregorian monk. Oh yeah, I see some interesting names that are coming through here.
So
this
I'm
is
gonna,
what I get for
I'm gonna
for saying
back
these.
out of this here. We're gonna quit this.
Sarah
mode
says you don't have a name, Greg. Your character is not important.
real
Ouch. Ouch.
Because
Okay.
I wanna get us into adventure mode to show it off a little
All right,
bit
so what's
too.
the difference with adventure mode?
Well, the adventure mode is like randomly generated bounties that you go out into the world and you collect.
Okay.
So let's just show this off here. In the settings, we're going to adventure mode. We'll say Act 1. We're doing normal difficulty because we're really low level.
Okay.
And
Low level. All right.
all right, so we'll continue here, and then we'll go into adventure mode. And this is something, if you're looking at this on Switch, you'll probably want to know about because back when like it used to be you have to beat the campaign to get adventure mode unlocked, but I think
now
they
you can do it
figured
right away.
this game's been out like 6 years, so everyone's kind of played, like a lot of, not everyone, but you know, because you haven't played it, but most
No.
people who are gamers have probably touched Diablo 3 at some point.
I mean,
So they wanted to just let you jump into the action, right?
like, okay, so you don't have to go through all the rest of the stuff that you normally.
So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to open up the map,
Oh, okay.
and then we're going to go to one of these bounty areas. We'll go to the Northern Highlands.
I'm taking a look here. Let's see, you might need to do a 3D TV. Play it. Oh, they can do better graphics, not just the battle scenes. Okay, so there's some different ways that. Okay.
So
I
let's
still don't
see.
know what I'm doing.
Just follow me. We'll
All right,
go.
let's
We'll
follow you. We'll
go
just go along with this. All right.
this way.
I'll admit I don't play a lot of
there's a
co-op
treasure.
campaigns.
There's a treasure goblin.
Oh, God,
Kill
a
this
treasure
guy.
goblin.
Kill him.
Holy crap. Okay. I don't like that.
Yeah. These guys, they just appear randomly and they give you loot. Well, this guy I think is the gold treasure goblin.
Okay.
So he's the guy
all right.
that just drops a lot of loot. And that's actually kind of lame for level our level because like it scales to your level, so we're not really going to get a very appreciable amount of gold.
Okay.
But you know, it is always cool to find a treasure goblin in Diablo 3.
It's always good, yeah. I gotta admit. Yeah,
And let's see. So we'll go this way.
okay.
See if we can run into some more monsters
So-
here.
And again, this is coming out on the Switch tomorrow.
We got some goatmen. Yeah.
Yeah, that's when we'll.
Coming out on the Switch, you can get it either in store, or you can just download it.
Okay.
That's what I got on the Switch. I'll say the performance is pretty good, and we used to the audience out there saw the load times while we were playing.
Right.
And they're not bad. Like it's kind of like the first time you load into the game at all, that load time is like probably 30 or 40 seconds, so a little bit longer. But after that, like load times between areas are about 10 seconds.
How many
so
people
not bad
can you? Yeah, 10 seconds isn't too bad. How many people can you have playing at one time?
at all. You can have up to 4.
Nice.
Yeah, and so you can do
that's
that
7.
online,
I was looking
or
for
you
it.
can do that. There's a giant tree.
Ah.
You can do that online. You can do that couch co-op. So if you have 4 Switch controllers, you can just
Yeah.
sit on the couch and you'll all be
I was
on
trying to shoot you. Sorry.
the same screen.
For somebody else.
Or you can do it local multiplayer where
Okay.
everyone has a Switch, right? If everyone has their own Switch and you're playing like portable mode, you can all play together that way.
Okay.
Oh, we got an elite monster over here.
All right, what's going on here?
This guy's a waller, so he makes walls that trap us.
Very appropriately named. All right.
All right. This guy out. Oh, your health is low, so you see this bumper right here?
Yeah.
Press that.
All right.
There.
Well, again, we're playing Diablo Live.
Oh, I'm getting out of the way. I'm getting the wrong way here.
Uh-oh. Okay. So, again, this is going to be some of the
Come
comments
on.
I'm not going to repeat, but they might end up unreadable tomorrow. Again,
Oh, my
this
health
is
is
Matt
low.
Smith talking about BlizzCon, Diablo 3. So, playing it live here on the show.
Yeah, and we should mention there's going to be some Diablo news tomorrow as well. There had been rumors of Diablo 4, and it looks like that's probably not going to happen at this point.
Okay.
Because Blizzard kind of released this statement where they were like, guys, like maybe just be patient. Like it's probably like blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah. So that kind of like threw some cold water on that idea. But there is a session right after the keynote, which is at 11 a.m. Pacific tomorrow, about Diablo specifically.
So maybe we'll have some big news.
There's
coming out,
got
maybe,
there's
maybe not.
something. One of the rumors is they're gonna put it out on smartphones.
Okay.
That's one of the rumors. Another rumor is they're gonna do some kind of like big, not like an expansion, but some kind of big update with like some new maps or maybe some new classes.
Well, and we'll have all that coverage coming through.
Yeah,
Digital
and
trends.
I have no idea which one is going to happen at this point. It's
But that's the
really-
fun of speculating.
We'll just have to wait and see.
Follow digital trends. Find out tomorrow. So, Matt, thank you for joining us. Talking about
Yeah, no problem.
BlizzCon. Now I do want to get a Switch. But we have an interview coming up here in just a second. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to be joined back here with Gun de Garçon to talk about his career. And I really want to talk about some of his videos because he's got one specifically that seems to be obsessed with Elon Musk. I want to talk about that. So we've got lots.
It's always good to talk about Elon Musk.
Elon Musk is always fun to talk about. So let's take a break. Back here in just a minute with more DT Daily. All right, back here with DT Daily. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in to Digital Trends. Live here every day, 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern, bringing you all kinds of different interviews, different people that we talk to. And right now, I believe he can hear us. We are joined by Goon de Garçon. Hey, Goon, can you hear us?
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, hello. Good, it worked. How's it going, man?
I'm good, man. Just got off a crazy show last night. Woke up this morning, got some Starbucks. Now we here.
Where are you at right now?
I'm in Santa Monica, California.
Santa Monica. Okay, so yeah, if you just did a show last night, this is kind of early. So thanks for joining us.
No, it's all good. This is lit. I feel like I'm on G4.
It's pretty much the same thing. So we want to talk to you. Like there's a lot to talk to you about, just your career and how you got started and where you're at right now. But I wanted to bring up specifically one of your newest videos that you released, which happens to have see right there. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, Elon Musk. Let's talk about it. So in the video, you've got you've got not only the boring the flamethrower, you've got a Tesla, and you're wearing the SpaceX gear.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All facts, 300%.
So what is it about Elon Musk?
Dude, people ask me that question a lot, and I'm just like, bro, what isn't there about this man? Like, check out the character. He almost seemed like a fake person. Like we don't deserve him on this planet.
He does.
Type shit.
He does seem like he'd be in like an Avengers movie, either as a villain or a super. I don't know which one.
People rag on him so much, but to me, it's like so many people not doing shit, not caring about shit.
Yeah.
That, like, if you just look at the actions of this man, it's like, bro, like what more can you want from somebody? Let this man smoke a blunt and enjoy. You know what I'm saying? Let my man tee up. He's saving the world every day.
Let me ask you this: would you go up like when SpaceX launches, say commercial flights for somebody to go into space? Would you be on the first test flight with him?
Facts. If Elon let me, I will go on the first flight. I swear to God, I'll be the first rapper in space.
The video alone would be amazing. And take a look at your video right here too. I mean, it's really well shot. How do you still have the flamethrower?
Yeah, of course. Look, I just did a performance last night with it. I performed live in this fucking warehouse downtown LA, flamethrower going crazy. Let me see my phone. Hold on.
Wait, you actually had the flamethrower on stage?
Yo, going crazy last night. Oh, let me see if I can show y'all.
All right, so we've actually got a video. That's pretty amazing. And the crowd is right there. You're down with them, and they're shooting off the flamethrower. Dude,
People were warning us. People was warning us all night to not do it, but fuck that.
but you did it anyway. All right, talking to Gunde Garcon. Let's see. I'm taking a look right now. So you're drinking Starbucks. Do you drink a lot of coffee? That was a question that just came through. Or is
Not
it
really.
mainly when you have to get
I'm
up for
more
this?
of a tea guy. I'm more of a tea guy, but my voice was out this morning, so I know I needed something hot, so I wouldn't sound like a fucking scraggler on here this morning
Right.
talking to you.
Well, let's talk
More of a
about
tea guy.
let's talk about your career. So you're on tour right now. How long has this tour been going that you're on?
I mean, I'm not really on tour. I've been on this thing I call a homeless tour. I was like homeless, crashing couches, like different cities, doing shows in different cities for like 2 years now. We literally just got off homeless tour and we got this new apartment in Santa Monica. So we got a little ground now. We've been doing shows, Austin. I'm from Arkansas, New York, California. I really went all around America. And I just got back from New Zealand like 2 months ago.
New Zealand.
Yeah.
How long were you in New Zealand on tour?
A month and a half.
Month and a half in New Zealand. Seems like that doesn't seem that big to even do a month and a half. That's crazy. That's awesome.
I have a lot of fans and friends out there, so it was like a good mix of hanging out, chilling, recording videos, meetings, all that shit.
So you've got the video that just came out. Like, what other are you working on new music right now, or?
Yeah. So I got this new project coming out called Adventures. It's basically a creative. It's a soundtrack for creatives.
Okay.
Basically, this the last year of my life encompassed into one project. So it's just like a lot of lessons and shit I learned. I've been recording voice memos of like random times throughout the last year of just craziness, and it's just all this music in one. It's basically just the adventures of my life, but it's called Adventures.
Nice.
It should be coming out, I think, early 2019.
Early 2019. All right, that'll be out then. So that's, I mean, congratulations on that. That sounds like it's a lot of work to even get that together. So that's fantastic. Coming back to the tech side, what kind of tech do you incorporate in? Obviously, you've got flamethrowers on stage. Is there any other specific tech that you work with on a daily basis that you really enjoy?
My MacBook Pro.
MacBook, okay.
Shout out to Steve Jobs and Apple. I only fuck with my Apple products. Shout out to them. Not really much else. Like I said, I was homeless for like 2 years, so I kind of fell off my gaming and all that shit. But I'm about to get a new console. I'm looking at getting a Switch. I saw y'all playing the Switch earlier.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's pretty awesome. The Switch is great, especially if you're traveling a bunch. Yeah, the Switch is perfect for that. Well, let me ask you this, and then we're got just a couple of minutes left. Talking about the Apple announcement. You've got your MacBook Pro. Are you going to get one of the new MacBook Airs, or do you want to get an iPad? Like, if you could pick one, what do you want?
I guess I would choose the iPad over the Air. I had a MacBook Air. I do a lot of Photoshop and like Adobe Premiere shit. I do like all my graphics and edit all my videos and shit like that. So like the Air just don't have enough I can't really do much with it, you know what I'm saying? But I enjoy the Pro, and then I'll have an iPad just for, if I'm out type shit, portable traveling and shit.
Well, talking about just this, I wanted to bring this video up too, just before we run out of time. Talking about your quarter century freestyle video, just how that's shot. So did you edit that yourself?
Yes, sir, I did.
So how did you shoot this?
Basically, we just shot. I had this homie back in Arkansas, where I'm from, Little Rock, Arkansas. His name Corey Howell. He basically I think it was like holiday break or something. I went back to Arkansas. He's like, yo, I got this 360 camera. Let's fuck around with it. And the camera is like basically just, just one camera. It looks like almost like a remote. And it's got a 360 lens on both sides of it. So basically we just mounted the lens on the bike. I was holding it a lot. We basically just stitched it together to give it that like a little big planet effect where it looks just crazy as fuck. I stitched together, color corrected it. Easy job, what I'm saying? Not nothing too crazy.
Yeah, it looks like maybe a Gear 360. I was wondering if it was a statement on flat earthers, but no, I don't think that's what you were going for on that one.
I think it was the Gear 360, to be honest. I can't really remember, but it was like just like a little small, like a remote. Like when he pulled up on me with it, I was like, wait, this is it? Like,
well, that's awesome. It looks amazing. Like, because that's one of the first things I saw when I was looking up your videos. Is that one was really cool. Well, Gun, I want to say thank you for joining us. Like, how can people follow along, with everything that you're doing, your videos? Like, what's the best way for people to catch up with you?
Instagram, Twitter, Facebook at Gunde Garcon, GOONDESGARCONS, everywhere. Follow me on fucking Spotify. I need my Spotify streams going crazy. Apple Music, y'all blow that up. All my fucking digital trends are out there.
Nice, perfect. Well, Goon, thank you for joining us. Best of luck with everything going on. We're going to be following along with you. We'll have you back on here. If you come through Portland or New York, let us know too. We'll have you in the studio.
I'll pull up to the office. We can play some games.
Oh yeah. Oh, definitely, definitely. All right, Goon, thanks a lot for joining us. And thanks everybody for tuning in to DT Daily too. We do appreciate it. And so here in just a minute, we're going to be doing our giveaway. I do have, actually, what's going to happen is we've got a code that's going to show up on here for our $100 Amazon gift card giveaway. And what we'll do is the 10th person to email dtdaily@digitaltrends.com will win a $100 Amazon gift card. So before we do that, or that'll pop up, actually, I have no control over it, so it could pop up at any time. You will see it, and then we will have the giveaway. Oh, there it is. So look at that fancy graphic right there, $100 giveaway. Email the code GOODASGOON to dtdaily@digitaltrends.com. GOODASGOON to dtdaily@digitaltrends.com. 10th emailer will win the $100 Amazon gift card, and we'll announce that tomorrow. So we'll announce who the winner was. Yesterday's winner, excuse me, was Phoenix Toretto. Phoenix Toretto, with the coolest name ever, won yesterday. Just kind of a recap of what we talked about today, just at the top of the show with Caleb Dennison. We went over the foldable phone that has been released, the first commercially available foldable phone from a company called Royole, beating Samsung and Huawei. You can read all about it at digitaltrends.com. We had Matt Smith in here giving us a preview of BlizzCon and everything that's going on with that. We'll have coverage of that all weekend long. And we played some Diablo 3, and I played terribly, but that's still something that we did live. And then, of course, Gunde Garçon joining us live from his place in Santa Monica. So a lot that we covered today. Coming up tomorrow, we have, of course, tons more to talk to you about. But today, at 2:30 p.m. Pacific, 5:30 Eastern, we'll be back live with Trends with Benefits, another live program that we do here from the Portland studio. Well, it's a roundtable. We encourage interaction. We want to know what you think about things. We've got basically like 4 different topics we'll go a little more in depth about, and sometimes we argue with each other. It just happens. So tune in for that. Set your clocks for it, and then be back here with us tomorrow, 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern, for more DT Daily. And I think that's about it for today. So get your emails going in, dtdaily@digitaltrends.com. Good to Scoon. We'll see you tomorrow with more DT Daily.